Other enhancements are possible for our slider component. First of all, if you look here, in this particular case, we have put a logo on it. That is a logo of text, which is something you can also do. Then we have holes that can take screws. And then if you look at the back side, we have also added some specific screws like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 screws are these components that you can see here. All these are enhancements you can use. You can design and make the screws yourself, or you can go and collect them from McMaster Car Component Library. In the McMaster Component Library, you can go there and you have hundreds of components there that you can add to your drawing to make it easy for you so that you do not have to recreate everything from scratch. If for the screw, you get them from the section on screws and bolts, and then from there you can select which type of screws you want, and take, if you select a particular screw and you are happy with it, you can actually physically order them. You can decide whether they are metric or whatever, and then you can add the drawings. For instance, you can add the drawings to your drawing, and then you can then use them as components inside your work. So that's what we did here. So you don't have to. You could also make the screws yourself if you want. Another thing we want to look at is that now the motions are now implemented and enforced, so you can move this thing and then move them back, and you can change the maximum and minimum of the motion. And the reason why you are able to, you can do the demo of the joints by animating them. You can take any joint here, like the slider joint, and say animate joint. It will do the animation of the joint. If you want the second one to be animated, you can take the next one and say animate joint to do the joint animation. And then, but if you want to be able to move this thing up and down on your own, you have to ground one of the components. In this particular case, we did that by grounding what we call the cab side component, and you can see that by a pin on it. How do you ground it? You can ground or unground by right-clicking, and after right-clicking, you go all the way almost to the middle. You will see. Okay, let's see. If you want to ground, I'm not finding that right away. Yes, it's actually at the beginning. So I've ground that. If I want to unground, if it's ungrounded and I'm happy with that, now if I try to move this thing, everything is moving together. So that is why it is good to, first of all, ground one of the objects. If you ground one of the objects and take this cap side one and ground it, cap side. If you do the grounding, which is on close to the top, and revert position and get it grounded. Once it's grounded like that, you see that it is possible for you to actually control the motion. And then this is a fully ready part you can now use in your cabinet design.